I'll give you guys right now in the NBA better than Scottie.
Wait, hold up though. That's a different argument because the game. I think he would acknowledge that there are a lot of players in the NBA now that are better than Scottie.
Right. So then you start looking at that list that came out 20 years ago.
So you take Scottie's got to come down.
Dr. J off the list?
No, I'm just worried about Scottie Pippen. All right, that's
a lot of people is going to be off the list.
But then that's happened.
But my point is, Scottie's right there at the top of people you would take off the list.
Right.
The way in which y'all overrate Scottie Pippen is
Larry Bird has come down from the list. It's a natural part of the evolution of the game.
Larry Bird, wait.
You can't take Larry Bird off the top.
You can bring him down.
Oh, he's not a top 50 player of all time.
He is, but you can bring him down.
Hold on.
He was holy Trinity.
What happened with this blasphemy here? We went from Scottie not being a top 50 to now Larry Bird not being a top 50.
Bird is top 50.
Like, what happened here?
Bird is top 50.
I don't think. Wait. Nobody's arguing that Larry's not top 50.
Somebody said he's dropped.
No, what I said about the Scottie effect is that naturally some of the great players from the 80s and 90s are dropping as the 2000s. So that's why Scottie is dropping.
Bird's a top, like a back-end top 10 guy. When he retired, I think he still is a back-end top. Like, he's like 9-10 for me.
Isaiah Thomas.
When you were in high school,
no, why are you going? Wait, we started with Pippen, and why are you going to legend? It's like, hey man, you know, let's start in the middle. Wait, you taking Jordan off that list?
We're all the same age. When we were in high school, people universally would talk about Larry as one of the holy trinity of the league. Whether fair or not, he was mentioned top 5 player. He is no longer a top 5 all time.
Oh, he's not a top 10
That's
player.
my only point is some of these guys dropped
top 10
player. So to your point on Scottie is that he was a top player, a generational
50,
player.
but like he might have been like 48 or 49.
Exactly. She want to say. She think Dr. J the greatest. It's about generation.
Dr. J. I don't need Dr. J.
How many players right now
keep Doc on it? No, but here's the thing.
Doc out of dropped on the top 50.
No, but you would have to look at the list of where Doc was.
A lot.
No, Doc, you can't knock Doc off that list. You can knock Scottie off that list.
How can you knock Scottie?
Because you start to look at people that are in the NBA right now. You start to look at the obvious ones like LeBron, Durant, but they start looking at all these guards. It's such a guard-heavy league, man.
Can I ask you something?
Like I give you 15 players in the NBA right now that are better than Scottie Pippen.
Mike Conley.
All right, so who?
Mike Conley.
Mike Conley is underrated.
Is he? He's not better than Pippen. He's not no Pippen.
You just get Fizdale fired?
They talking about taking Pippen off the 50 list. That's crazy.
Yeah.
I'm good.
What?
It's hard because I never really thought about.
I didn't say AR wasn't. I think he is.
Right.
Hold on. This conversation went crazy here.
It's a difficult list though.
Just look at it like we started with Pippen, who's borderline, and now you're talking about Allen Iverson if he's on the list or not.
But Pippen
of course Iverson's on that list.
Pippen can be mentioned in that time as a top 10 player in his era. In the 90s.
I'm starting to think.
Yes, he is.
I'm starting to think we really got to separate.
Yes, he is. And I'm not a big Pippen
in the 90s. Like
he could be a top 10 player in the 90s.
I disagree.
Listen. Look at the first team. He was the best small forward for 10 years. Like in 10 years, that's what he was.
No.
All first team. Look at how many all first teams
he played.
All right, name the 10 better than Pippen in the 90s. Name 10 better players.
10 players.
So I'll give you. We got to go through the era of actually like 1990 through
2000.
10 years, yeah.
Okay,
10 years.
So you start to look at guys who played in that league, right? Jordan was right there at the top, right? Now, if we're talking about that decade,
Jordan, Elijah Wan,
Kobe, Shaq.
Kobe not better than him in the 90s? Kobe's a 2000 dude.
Yeah, I consider
He's
Kobe
not better than
in
Pippen in the 90s? Kobe averaged 6 points in the 90s.
What year? Okay, Shaq, Duncan, Elijah Wan, Barkley.
All right, now I'm gonna pause you on Barkley.
Why?
But go ahead.
All right, I'm not.
Go ahead. I'm gonna let y'all know. I'm gonna let you know.
He was the MVP.
We know this. Go ahead.
All right, no, I mean, like, I'll give you a list of every player. So if I put top NBA players in the 90s, right?
And guarantee Pippen
I guarantee you, I'll give you 10 more than Scottie.
Wait, you got to separate the big man argument?
No, we're throwing them all in there because everybody else fought me on that. All right,
so you were not better than Pippen in the 90s.
Isaiah Thomas, Moses Malone, Charles Barkley.
Hold on, you said Moses Malone?
Yeah.
Moses was an old man.
But if we're talking like 91, something like that.
Moses was trash.
Okay, so the starting 5 on that Lakers squad, early 90s, we're talking, right?
He was. You talking about 80, you talking about like, no, he talking about in 1992.
But that's my point, is that
he was apart already.
That whole decade, though. I'm talking about that whole decade. Patrick Ewing, Dominique, we already mentioned Dominique.
You said Moses, though.
But all right, look at Moses' career, though. You still had that.
Hold on. Dominique wasn't better than
Isaiah, Charles, Hakeem. What?
Not in the 90s.
No, he wasn't as good as a defensive player.
Late 80s. I'm talking about the top players in the 90s.
What do you mean? He only played a couple years in the 80s, and you start to look at the career that he had in the 90s.
He wasn't better than Pippen.
Yes, he was, though. Dominique was the man on that team.
Athletic.
Oh, get out of here.
He wasn't better.
Rebounder, better defender down low.
Pippen in there. Pippen averaged a triple-double. He damn near.
You're talking about playing. You're also talking about the factor, which is like, look at Isaiah Thomas. Okay, look at the difference between who he's playing with.
Isaiah Thomas ain't even make the dream team, and Pippen was on the dream team.
No. That's the weakest argument.
The greatest team ever.
Jordan didn't want
Magic, Bird.
Not the 90s.
Jordan.
Bird or Magic.
Bird in the 90s is still a damn good player.
What? 90s? No.
Magic, Bird, Jordan, Patrick Ewing, Charles Barkley, John Stockton, Karl Malone, David Robinson. You wouldn't put John Stockton above Scottie Pippen? Are you this guy retired as the all-time leader in assists and steals.
Listen to me.
He was good. He wasn't better than Pippen.
No, he wasn't better than Scottie.
What the f*** are y'all talking about?
How many GMs? Wait, time out. Be fair, how many GMs would take John Stockton over Scottie Pippen?
Every one of them.
No, they won't.
Bullshit.
No, they won't.
Bullshit. What are you talking about? John Stockton was leading that team. He was leading that team to finals appearances, man.
Punching all.
I'm just giving you names right now. I'm just giving you names.
NBA 90s.
I don't give a shit about
I'm just trying to tell you.
NBA.
I'm trying to tell you.
A bought and sold for award?
Tyrone Hill. Probably. I mean Tyrone Hill.
I can't.